Think you know Aldi? Think again. Because this store doesn't just break the grocery store rules, it rewrites the entire playbook. While you're busy comparing prices and checking sell-by dates, Aldi is quietly running circles around the competition. And, unless you've taken the time to dig into how they do it, chances are you've been shopping their way without even realizing it. But don't worry, we're pulling back the curtain. In this video, we're exposing how Aldi keeps prices low, shelves stocked, and your cart full, without you ever stopping to ask, wait, how are they doing this? Spoiler, it's not magic. It's cold, calculated efficiency, the kind your grandma would be proud of. If your grandma was a ruthless logistics mastermind who reused every piece of foil and had a spreadsheet for leftovers. Let's start with the obvious. Walk into any Aldi and you feel it instantly. It's quieter, smaller, simpler, no soft jazz, no bakery samples, just straight to the point. That's not a lack of effort, that's the effort. The average Aldi is about 12,000 square feet. That's less than 1/3 the size of a typical supermarket. And that's on purpose. Smaller footprint equals less rent, lower utilities, fewer employees. That's why you don't see 6 teenagers standing at the deli counter talking about who's closing tonight. Aldi doesn't have a deli counter. Or teenagers. Instead of 15 brands of ketchup, they offer one. Maybe two if you're lucky. Why? Because when you don't give people 27 versions of the same thing, you can buy the one that works. In bulk. And when you buy in bulk, you get better prices. Period. But it goes deeper. Aldi doesn't rely on big brand partnerships the way other stores do. They work directly with producers. No middlemen, no extra steps, no marketing fluff, just them, the product, and you. That's how they keep costs down and quality up. Their private label game? Ruthless. Almost everything in the store is Aldi's own brand. You won't see Frito-Lay or Kraft or Kellogg's. Instead, you'll see Clancy's, Friendly Farms, and Millville. Sound fake? That's because they are fake names made by real producers. A huge chunk of these private label products are manufactured in the exact same facilities as name brands. The difference? Aldi skips the branding, the TV commercials, and the big box deals, and passes the savings right to you. In fact, 90% of everything in the store is private label. And before anything hits shelves, Aldi's team runs blind taste tests. If it doesn't beat the national brand, it doesn't make the cut. Let that sink in. They literally test every product to make sure it's at least as good or better than the big guys. That bag of chips that looks like a knockoff could be better than Lay's. That cereal with a weird name might beat Kellogg's. And you'd never know unless you're tasting blind, which is exactly what Aldi counts on. The end result? Prices up to 50% lower than traditional grocery stores. No coupons, no sales flyers, just everyday prices that make you double-check the receipt. And speaking of sweet deals, let's talk about Aldi Chocolate, because if you haven't tried it, you're missing out on one of Aldi's best-kept secrets. While other stores stock cheap, waxy chocolate that tastes like regret, Aldi offers premium European chocolate at snack bar prices. We're talking about brands like Moser Roth and Schoker, imported straight from Germany and Belgium, real cocoa butter, rich texture, flavors that feel like they belong in a fancy box with a bow, not sitting on a shelf next to canned beans. The kicker? These bars sell for under $3. Meanwhile, you walk into a Whole Foods and see the same cocoa percentage with a $9.99 price tag. That's not chocolate, that's robbery with a foil wrapper. But before you grab everything with a cocoa label, here's the warning. Not all Aldi chocolate is created equal. Stick to the premium bars, the ones up top, not those plastic-wrapped sugar bombs on the bottom shelf. Because those ultra-budget bars, yeah, they're cheap, but they taste like someone melted a candle and called it dessert. Same goes for seasonal chocolates. They look festive, but bite into one and you'll wonder if it was made during the last recession. Thin, gritty, overly sweet, and completely forgettable. Aldi shines when they're importing the good stuff, not churning out holiday novelties. So, when in doubt, go dark. Look for cocoa percentages, real butterfat, and words like Belgium or Germany. Now, if all that chocolate talk didn't convince you that Aldi plays a different game, let's step outside for a second and talk about something that confuses every first-time shopper: the quarter. Where are the carts? Why are they all chained together? And why do I suddenly feel like I'm paying a deposit for a grocery buggy? Because you are, and it's genius. At Aldi, you insert a quarter to unlock a cart. When you're done, you return the cart and get your quarter back. Simple, but here's the brilliance. That quarter, it saves Aldi hundreds of thousands of dollars per store. Seriously, traditional grocery stores spend up to $200,000 a year just on cart retrieval and replacement. Aldi said, what if we didn't? No cart wranglers, no carts flying through the parking lot in a windstorm, no employees wandering the lot in 90-degree heat, just customers doing what they should have been doing all along, returning carts like responsible humans. And if you're wondering, what happens if someone leaves one behind? Don't worry, someone will grab it. For the quarter, it's the only store where 25 cents turns regular people into volunteer cart police. Efficient, genius, and very, very Aldi. Let's talk about what might be the most chaotic 2 minutes of your week: checking out at Aldi. If you've done it, you know. If you haven't, buckle up, because once you hit that conveyor belt, the vibe changes fast. You're not casually chatting with the cashier while your groceries gently glide into a neatly packed bag. No, you are now in a speed round of Grocery Olympics, and your opponent is the cashier who was trained by someone who probably used to time fighter jet pit crews. That's not an exaggeration. Aldi cashiers are built different. While the average cashier in a regular grocery store scans about 20 items per minute, Aldi employees regularly clock in at 40 plus. That's double the speed, and they're not even breaking a sweat. How? Barcode placement. Aldi products aren't just designed for you, they're designed for the scanner. Many packages have multiple barcodes, sometimes on every side of the item. That means no spinning the can to find the tiny code hidden behind a nutrition label. Just swipe, beep, done. Swipe, beep, done. And it's not just the products. The cash registers themselves are custom designed. Each one has a wide platform where scanned items are pushed fast, so the cashier doesn't waste time bagging. Because here's the deal: Aldi doesn't bag your groceries. You do. At first, this might feel like a scam. Wait, I have to pay for the cart, bring my own bags, and do the bagging myself? But once you get used to it, you realize it's kind of brilliant, because by shifting that one step to the customer, Aldi keeps the line moving at breakneck speed. There's a separate bagging counter after checkout where you can take your time and organize your stuff. But while you're doing that, the cashier is already scanning someone else's entire weekly grocery haul in under 90 seconds. A 2018 retail efficiency study found that Aldi's checkout process is up to 40% faster than the national average. That means fewer employees needed, shorter lines, and, you guessed it, lower prices. Efficiency at every level. And Aldi doesn't stop there. Let's talk about those mysterious brands again. You see a bag of chips labeled Clancy's, a tub of yogurt from Friendly Farms, a cereal box stamped Millville. Sounds like something out of a Hallmark movie, right? Like off-brand products in a fictional small-town grocery store. But here's the kicker. Those aren't cheap knockoffs. They're Aldi's private labels, and they're designed that way on purpose. Instead of paying for brand licensing, flashy marketing, and primetime commercials, Aldi creates its own brand names and works directly with producers to make high-quality products at a fraction of the cost. No ad campaigns, no celebrity endorsements, just a smart supply chain and tight quality control. And it's working. A recent survey showed that 88% of Aldi shoppers rated the store's private label products as excellent or very good. That's higher than many name brand equivalents. And here's the wildest part. Many of these Aldi products are the name brands, or at least made in the same factories, just in different packaging. It's like going to a restaurant, ordering the house wine, and later realizing it was a $50 bottle with a different label. You enjoyed it. You just didn't overpay for it. So if you're still one of those people who skips Aldi because it doesn't have brands I know, congrats. You're paying more for the same ingredients with a different font. But Aldi doesn't just stop at private label staples. In recent years, they've expanded into premium territory. Organic produce, vegan products, cold-pressed juices, specialty cheeses that sound like something you'd find on a charcuterie board in a Napa Valley Airbnb. Their Simply Nature line has over 200 organic products. Earth Grown is their plant-based line. And Specially Selected offers gourmet-level foods that make Trader Joe's look overpriced. How do they pull it off? By being selective. They don't try to carry every organic version of every item. They pick the most popular and go deep on those. That means better deals, fresher stock, and products that actually sell. Even their grass-fed beef costs 30% less than other grocery stores. No hormones, no antibiotics, and no upcharge just for putting the word clean on the label. And let's talk commitment. Aldi was one of the first major grocery chains to remove artificial colors, MSG, and hydrogenated oils from all their private label products, years before some competitors even thought about it. That's not trendy. That's just smart retail. Let's talk about the most dangerous aisle in Aldi. And no, it's not where they keep the wine. We'll get there. We're talking about the one place in the store where budgets go to die, lists get forgotten, and self-control? That left the parking lot 10 minutes ago. It's called the Aldi Finds aisle, and it's not just a shelf, it's a strategy. This middle section of the store is where Aldi turns your routine grocery trip into a full-blown treasure hunt. One week, it's patio furniture. The next, it's air fryers, yoga mats, camping gear, or Halloween inflatables the size of your car. You came for eggs. But somehow, you're leaving with a kayak, a pressure washer, and a full tool set. And here's the kicker. It's all limited time. Once it's gone, it's gone. New finds drop every Wednesday, and smart shoppers know that's the day to go. This isn't random. It's retail psychology at work. By constantly rotating high-demand, non-grocery items at steep discounts, Aldi triggers what's called fear of missing out. You're not just buying something, you're securing a rare find, one that'll be gone by next week, maybe even tomorrow. That creates urgency, excitement, and it keeps people coming back more often just to check. According to a 2021 retail study, this treasure hunt strategy boosts repeat visits by 26%. That's huge. And it works because the prices are legit. Most Aldi finds are 40 to 60% cheaper than comparable products elsewhere. Not knockoffs. Real quality goods just sold under Aldi's house brands or in bulk buys that cut the cost. And here's the secret sauce. Aldi orders just enough of each product to sell out in a week. That means no storage costs, no markdown bins, and no warehouse overhead. Just clean shelves and a constant feeling of, I should have grabbed that when I saw it. It's not an accident. It's a system. Now, let's zoom out for a second. Ever walk into Aldi and think, why does this place feel like it was decorated by a forklift? Because it was. And that's the point. Aldi's store design is all about efficiency, not ambiance. No mood lighting, no polished wood floors, no themed end caps with fake fruit and tiny chalkboard signs. Just products. In boxes, on metal shelves. Products often sit right in the cut open shipping boxes they arrived in. That's called cut case shelving, and it cuts restocking time by up to 60%. No unboxing, no arranging, just drop the case, slice it open, and it's ready to go. Most stores have 5 or 6 parallel aisles. That's it. No maze, no confusion. You can be in and out in under 20 minutes. And that's by design. Even the shelf height is optimized. Everything is at eye level or lower, so employees don't need ladders or special tools to restock. Fewer injuries, faster work, less payroll. The price tags? Paper, not digital, because digital tags cost more to install and maintain, and Aldi's limited inventory makes paper totally manageable. This warehouse aesthetic isn't laziness, it's logistics. Every decision is made with one question in mind. Does this lower the price for the customer? And that brings us to one of Aldi's most surprising strengths. And no, it's still not the chocolate. We're talking booze. Walk past those budget brand wines and beers, and you'll find something unexpected. Bottles that have won international awards. Seriously, their Winking Owl brand, you've probably seen it. It's about $3 a bottle, and it has a legit fan base. But if you dig deeper, you'll find the quarter-cut bourbon barrel aged Cabernet, winner of double gold at the San Francisco International Wine Competition. It beat out bottles that cost 5 times more. This isn't your cousin's boxed wine. Aldi works directly with vineyards, skips the marketing costs, and sells under their own labels. No middlemen, no shelf inflation, just quietly impressive wine at prices that feel like typos. Same goes for their beer. Their brews have racked up awards too, and it's all curated by a literal master of wine, Sam Caporn, who helps Aldi select and source like a pro. That's why they sold over 35 million bottles of wine in North America last year. Because Aldi doesn't just sell food, they sell the feeling of discovering a steal, of being in on a secret, of beating the system. Let's bring it home. Because if you've ever wondered why Aldi feels like it was built in another country, you're not wrong. Aldi isn't just influenced by Europe. It is Europe, founded in post-war Germany by 2 brothers. Aldi's DNA is rooted in survival, resourcefulness, and zero tolerance for nonsense. Their philosophy is simple. Buy what works, skip what doesn't, and pass the savings to the customer. And it shows in every inch of their store. The size? Compact. Most Aldi locations are a third the size of typical American supermarkets. Why? Because Europeans shop small, smart, and often. Less waste, fresh food, no mile-long aisles filled with 14 types of mustard and mood lighting. Even their portion sizes reflect this mindset. Smaller packages, fewer leftovers, and more frequent trips. A 2020 study found European households waste 30% less food than Americans, and Aldi's layout encourages that same behavior. It's like grocery shopping designed by someone who actually reads food expiration dates. And the products? Straight out of a European pantry. You'll find authentic German pretzels, Irish butter, real Belgian chocolate, and French cheeses that don't belong in a plastic tub. Seasonal favorites like German Christmas Stollen and European Advent calendars. Cult classics that sell out fast. Even Aldi's approach to sustainability reflects stricter European standards. Their packaging is simpler, their recycling systems tighter, and their environmental footprint smaller than most competitors. Not because it's trendy, but because that's just how they've always done it. But here's where things get really clever. Aldi has taken all this European efficiency and optimized it for the American shopper. They didn't just copy-paste the model, they adapted it. That's why your cart, yes, even the one you rented for a quarter, feels smoother, sturdier, and somehow more functional than the ones at stores that charge twice the price for lettuce. Everything they do is designed for speed, savings, and sense. No loyalty cards, no BOGO tricks, no rewards programs that make you do math. Just prices that are low, every day. No coupons required. They trust that if the quality's good and the shopping is fast, you'll come back. And clearly, it's working. Aldi is now one of the fastest growing grocery chains in the US, and their customer loyalty is off the charts. Why? Because Aldi doesn't pretend. It doesn't lure you in with fake deals or shiny distractions. It doesn't waste your time. It gives you what you need, skips what you don't, and lets you get on with your life. And in a world where grocery shopping can feel like a trap, that kind of honesty, it's rare. It's refreshing. It's kind of revolutionary. So, is Aldi perfect? Of course not. But if you care about saving money without sacrificing quality, and you're tired of stores that sell hype more than food, Aldi just might be your new favorite place. And now that you know the tricks, the secrets, and the systems behind it all, you're not just a shopper, you're a strategist. So tell us, what's your favorite Aldi find? Have you ever fallen victim to the middle aisle madness? Or scored a bottle of wine that made your guests think you splurged? Drop it in the comments. Let's compare notes. And if this video saved you time, money, or made you look at that quarter slot a little differently, do us a favor, smash that like button. Subscribe to Frugal Pro for weekly deep dives into the stores, strategies, and secrets behind smart shopping. And share this with someone who still thinks name brands are the only way to go. Until next time, shop smart, save big, and never overpay for grocery store smoke and mirrors.